We hit the N2, heading out towards settler land, Grahamstown area, and here we were turning off the Nanaga stall off-ramp, which was started in 1969 by a lady who just sold cabbages on the side of the road out of the boot of her car. And this is the little Nanaga school. It was an old church at some point, and now has turned into the local school. The word Nanaga means naked mountain and is also known as Killer Mountain, as it is difficult to climb. However, I have no idea where this big mountain is because there is no big mountain in the area. After about an hour on the road, we hit the dirt road and headed off to the Seven Fountains area. Seven Fountains was originally a resting place for ox wagons in the 18th century and came to be known as Zuurplaats by early Dutch settlers to the area. In 1820, abandoned lone farms were reallocated to newly arrived British settlers. They erected the first Methodist church there in 1834. And it is still in use today, even though a newer and larger church was built in 1929. Today, the village of Seven Fountains comprises of shops, a clinic, sports club, and a police station, which serve the local, mainly farming population. The Eastern Cape area has a history that would take a lifetime to understand, reconstruct and rewrite, because most of the accounts are very one-sided and in favour of the Dutch, the British and the settlers themselves. Now it is time to tell the other side of the story. I'm not much of a politician, so let's rather talk about some coffins and crazy characters. You might ask who in their right mind would spend their lives lugging two coffins about with them wherever they went. Well, this lady Olive travelled everywhere with the corpses of her baby daughter and her dog, which had been run over by a carriage. It took a team of 12 bearers 2 days to lug the coffins up the steep mountain after Olive's death in 1920. They slept next to the coffins that night, and 10 of the bearers fled in terror during the night when baboons barking echoed across the mountainside, as if it wasn't scary enough to be sleeping with 3 full coffins. They had to be rounded up, they were cowering in a farm shed, and persuaded to complete the journey the following day. I guess as a child I always had this fascination with the macabre. And I used to play in the graveyards all the time in the little town we lived in called Bergsdorp. Here, just finding this beautiful old little chapel, still with little stools inside. It was just such an amazing little find. And how time has passed and taken this building along with it. On a less gloomy note, when you drive in this area, there are several tall chimneys that rise from the plains for no apparent reason. These were erected by a local farmer in an attempt to bring the rain. He believed that by sending up columns of specially formulated chemical smoke, he would seed the passing clouds and make it rain. And for obvious reasons, that did not work at all. Frontier country is obviously full of memories for many people. Most of the population of South Africa have spent most school holidays and have memories with friends on some sort of Karoo or frontier farm. I'm told the word Karoo comes from the old Khoi, which means something like dreadfully hot and dusty place. Hot and dusty it may be, but once it grips your heart, it never lets you go. Sit down, pull up a coffee, and share some of these stories with me in the shade of a tree or a few gravestones. Wow, so many sad memories here for certain people. You know, it just reminds you life and death are so intertwined, and we've got to make the most of the time we have. And if you're ever in South Africa, make sure to pop in the side.